I put this poll out before pre-patch, well, it was around a month ago now, as you can see, asking what sort of content you want to see pre-patch onwards. So 3 of them got decent enough votes, so we've got a blog-style series, which this is going to be an episode of that. Now, you might have seen this video up here, which was like my impression of Fresh, or my first week's impression of Fresh, whatever I decided to call it. That's basically going to serve as part 1, and this is going to be part 2. So an update of what's happened since that video, because that video went out very late because I've been busy leveling, doing professions, all that kind of thing. But obviously that was actually, even though it was only posted a couple of days ago at the time of recording now, it was actually, I don't know, 7 days old, something like that, by the time you saw it. So this is going to be an update as what's happened since then. When it comes to the other options like Road to Gold Cap, that will be coming. I've already started recording it, so hopefully you'll see that one soon. Looking at the streams edited down to 10 to 15 minute highlights a couple a week, I'm not sure I'm even going to do those, and I'll explain a little bit why in another video. So this is my main for Wrath, my prop Paladin. It's currently my only level 70 actually, and I'm not even sure I'm going to worry too much about ults. I've been backwards and forwards the last day or two. Do I level a rogue ult? Do I level a DK ult? But every man and their dog on this Fresh server is going to have a DK ult. So I'm really put off by that. And there's so much I want to do on the Paladin. And I say so little time. But yeah, not enough time for what I want to be doing. You know, getting like as many achievements as possible, farming as much gold. Obviously raiding to a high standard. PvPing for all those achievements as well. Not so much for personal satisfaction, because I don't mind PvP, don't get me wrong, but I will only really be doing it for the achievements. Once they're done, I'll probably be done with PvP until more achievements are introduced, obviously. But a lot of you are probably wondering why I haven't gone Druid, and it's been because it's a fresh server and I wanted a fresh experience. But as you can see, I've already got some half-decent raid gear. In fact, we actually cleared all Tier 4, 5 and 6 in the first reset, which you've got to remember, by the time we hit level 70, we only had like a day or two at tops, and we was all in full green gear, all on fresh, and yeah, actually managed to get through all Tier 4, 5 and 6, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not claiming that as any great achievement because it's very easy. And then obviously the following reset, we cleared it all again and cleared some well as well. So currently all content is down and we're all slowly getting like decent and enough gear, you know, hopefully what's just going to carry us through Wrath of the Lich King. So I think a good place to start would be the guild. We've got a very active, I'd say growing daily actually, guild. We've got, how many members? 475 members. As you can see, we've got a hell of a lot of level 70s, and we're currently raiding pretty much every single day. There's always a raid to something going, and in Wrath of the Lich King, we're planning on having 2 or 3 main raid teams. We will have a very, I'd say hardcore-ish, so semi-hardcore. Let's say semi-hardcore main team, but we will also have like a Team 2, Team 3, social raids, everything. So if you're actually playing on Thekel and you can beat that big queue boss, because that's the only downside at the moment of playing on Thekel is the ridiculously long queues. But if you're on the Horde and you're looking for a guild, then get in touch. You can see I'm no skill, so just give me a whisper. What else? So I think an important thing is like professions. So obviously I've already maxed my jewel crafting and mining. I've actually got a decent amount of recipes as well. I've been buying some of the blue recipes as they're, you know, relatively cheap on the auction house because I don't want to be paying too much, but I've got the epic recipes from like Shattered Sun Offensive and Hyjal as well, but obviously I'm not exalted with Hyjal yet. I'm only nearly honoured. But yeah, I've been buying some of the blue recipes as I go along as well, but they're quite expensive because it's fresh, so I'm looking at like, you know, 200 to 250 gold from these at the moment, which we will talk about gold in just a second, but I am going to do like an in-depth gold update video every week and how I'm making it. And in fact, I'm going to finish off a gold video after this once I finish recording. So look out for that one. But fishing and cooking is what I've been working on today, so I'm planning on getting both of those to 375 in the next day or two. And then to be fair, this character's looking pretty decent. I've got my 4-piece tier 6. I am still going to be raiding all tiers of content every week until Wrath launches. Very proud of my Bulwark of Azzinoth. I don't care if it's not Biss, it just looks Biss. You know, it is just such a good looking shield that I really don't even want to replace it. I don't even want to replace it in Nax. Just leave me with Bulwark of Azzinoth off now for the, you know, the remainder of my time on Classic. Only bit I've got from Sunwell is just the wrists, but obviously very nice wrists. Rocking not too bad trinkets, don't get me wrong. You know, the boots are really bad. I'm hoping to replace the boots for tier boots this week. And then the rest of it is fairly standard, you know, tier 5 gloves, some badge stuff. What you would expect from a character that's only a week or so old. Because you've got to remember, it's the 13th, so this is the 13th day of playing this character, which includes getting it to level 70 and getting all of its skills done, getting all the gold farmed, getting my epic flying mount, which I have got epic flying, and still got 8.5k on here. And on my bank character, which is on a separate Battlenet account, I've got about another 11 to 12k as well now. So the gold situation's looking pretty good. And the way I've been making gold, which, as I say, that's going to be a separate video, but just touching on it, majority of it's been mining and jewel crafting. Actually, jewel crafting, I've been selling yellow gems like the intellect gems for about 50 gold each. I've been selling most of the orange gems for about 30 gold, 35 gold for some of the recipes that not many people have got. I'd say they're the big sellers, actually, the straight intellect gems, and that's purely, when you think about it, because of the amount of paladins there are, and they're all just gemming straight in, even though I believe spell power is probably better during the pre-patch, but still, let them think intellect's better and they'll keep buying them. And for any of you that have either watched me on stream when I've been streaming, which I've not been doing that much because I've just been really enjoying the game, but I will stream a bit more. If you've been watching me, though, when I have streamed, you know I've been spending a lot of time just soloing dungeons. Literally, I've spent so much time in mana tombs because it's got ore in there. Same with Sefek halls. I've been trying to solo dungeons that have got 2 ores in. So I can go in, potentially get gems and get raw gold and reputation, getting all of that at once. So, for example, the head enchant from Keepers of Time, I soloed that 100% of the way. As in, I've done all the quests, I've done BM, done Old Hillsbred Foothills, and then continued to farm Old Hillsbred Foothills until I got revered with Keepers of Time. So I actually made a decent amount of gold just by getting revered with Keepers of Time, and didn't have to waste time trying to find a group or anything. All the loot that drops mine. I actually got an epic recipe in there for jewel crafting as well, which, all right, I know it's not amazing and I'm never ever going to make it, but still, Circlet of Arcane Might. So, there's certain things that have gone really well when it's come to gold farming, and I feel like I'm in a really good place and trying to set myself up for a really good place for when Wrath launches, because I want to be able to just buy the repair mount, for example, straight away. And I'd even like to buy the Dalaran, the Kirantor ring, straight away as well. So I'm trying to use the next couple of weeks to farm as much gold as possible, but while also working on all these other things that we're going to talk more about. And as you can see, with the amount of stuff that I actually want to get done, still working on fishing, still trying to make gold, you probably understand now why I'm not that keen on getting an alt started, even though I really do want one for Wrath. So next thing, achievements. So I've been slowly working on some achievements. I've not really put my focus on achievements fully yet, but over the next few days I will be. So we've already gone through, and obviously, we've got all the raids done. So Glory of the Outland Raider, well, not Glory, but just Outland Raider. I'm going to work through all Classic Dungeon Master this week. So hopefully by the time I do another update video like this, all of these will be ticked off. We've started on Classic Raider. So we've done Ruins of AQ, Molten Core, and Blackwing Lair. We're hopefully going to go and finish AQ and Zul'Gurub this week, hopefully, maybe even tonight. And then I'm just going to work through Outland Dungeon Master, but I'm going to try and do all this on my own and see, it'll add a little bit more spice to it. But I will need a group just to finish off the Dungeon Hero. I also recommend, if you haven't already, with the Scourge Invasions, just to go and grab yourself the Tabard of Argent Dawn if you haven't got it already, because you do get an achievement for that. And also make sure you go in Karazhan and kill Prince Tendris, because you also get a meta achievement for that. A feat of strength, not meta achievement. That's if you're interested in achievements. I wanted to get both of those because limited time and all that. So waiting for the World event to start, which is next week. So literally 7 days from now, and I'll be doing all the Brewfest achievements and trying to get those mounts as well. Some other minor things we've been doing, if I look at my raid info, so I've also been doing Zul'Gurub. It's a bit wonky, it is under there though. So just 2 of us, me and Ruse, we've been trying to get the mounts, which we'll be doing every week. And actually even been doing Sefek Hall's Heroic with Silly. We done it last night, just 2-man, me and a Druid, to try and get that mount. So I'm trying to collect absolutely everything I can. Reputation-wise, there's not really a lot to report, to be honest. I am going to try and get all of my Horde faction reputations done. Probably, it might not even be before Wrath, if I'm honest with you. But I do want to get them all to Exalted. I'll probably just farm loads and loads of rune cloth myself, or when it's cheap on the auction house, buy it. But I do want to get that done, but I don't want to do it until I've gone and done Lawmaster, because I've got quite a lot to finish off for Lawmaster. I need a couple of 100 for Eastern Kingdoms and many hundreds for Kalimdor. So once I've done those, I'm going to get loads of rep towards the Horde factions anyway, so then I can just finish them off with cloth. One interesting thing we are going to do tomorrow, so we're just going to go and Hyjal Trash Farm during the day. I struggled saying that. Hyjal Trash Farm. Yeah, during the day. And that's purely to get to Exalted. So obviously I'm putting the prep in as well, which I should probably mention. So if you haven't got Rested XP, I know you hear me plug it all the time, but, well, it's the reason I got to 70 pretty quick, quick enough. And that was due to Rested XP, but also I'm following their 70 to 71 guide to be able to get, to 71 by handing in loads of stuff. So I've made some progress on that, which I can just show you in the bank. So far, saving things, I've got Magferidon's head to hand in. I'm trying to just get the dungeon and raid ones done now, and then once I've got all of that done, like all of the sort of ones that can just sit in the bank, then I'm going to work on the quests. But at the moment, I want to try and keep my quest log fairly, so I can drop things and take things if I decide to do some dailies for rep. But as you can see, I have got 24 or 25, and I've been saving all the group quests that I can. I've been saving all of the raid quests that I can, and even like Zola Man, and I've got the blood for Zul'jin as well, so I can hand in promises, because I've got Bud's map, and I've got Blood of Zul'jin. So it'd be worth going over there to hand both of those in. And then I've also got the Verdant Sphere from KT to hand in, and the Vash Vial, and the, where is it there, and Cow's Vial as well. So, going to hand all those in. I kept Ominous Letter. I've not done a single dungeon dungeon quest. So I'll be able to go round for, let's say, every dungeon higher than Old Hillsbrad Foothills and do all of the quests, keep them ready to hand in. That's going to be a big chunk of XP as well. But the reason we're going Hydrall farming is because I want to get the reputation to keep upgrading the ring, the same way with Karazhan. So we're going to go Karazhan trash farming as well this week, just to get to Exalted, so you can upgrade the ring all the way to Exalted, because it will work out as like 8 quests to hand in between Hydrall and Karazhan, which is a lot of XP. But that's it in terms of prep-wise, I would say. And that's it in terms of video. I mean, the Paladin's looking pretty good. I know this sort of video isn't for everyone, because there was only about 22% of you, or whatever it was, that actually wanted to see it. But it is just going to be a bit of a weekly update. Yeah, it's harmless content. If you're not interested in what I'm doing, then you haven't got to watch it. You might take a couple of things away, that like my pre-patch plans for preparation plans for Wrath, for example. You might not have thought of some of those quests that are worth keeping, or I don't know, things to do, in general. You might take stuff out of this, but actually being informational is not its purpose. It is just, if you're interested in how I progress throughout Wrath of the Lich King, as I do new characters, if I do level new characters, we'll discuss those as well. It's just literally a weekly update, and I hope you enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, be sure to like and subscribe, and roll the outro. There's lots of ways you can support the channel to keep me here putting out World of Warcraft content and covering all future MMOs. Consider joining the channel as a member. You get access to emotes, everyone will know you're a member when you comment on future videos, because you get a nice icon next to your name, and you get access to members only videos, which I'll be putting a lot of on the channel throughout the year. Additionally, there's a Patreon link in the description as well. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you on the next one.